Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're a fan of romance, drama, and stories that tug at your heartstrings, then today's video is for you. We're diving deep into Purple Hearts, 2022, a Netflix film that took the world by storm last year. With its compelling storyline, rich emotional depth, and memorable performances from Sofia Carson and Nicholas Galitzine, this movie has everything you want in a modern love story. But there's so much more going on under the surface, and we're going to break down everything you need to know: the plot, the themes, the characters, and the emotional roller coaster this movie takes you on. Trust me, by the end of this video, you'll see Purple Hearts in a whole new light. If you haven't already, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and click the bell icon so you don't miss out on any of our upcoming movie breakdowns. Let's get started. Alright, let's set the stage. The movie starts with two very different people, Cassie Salazar, played by Sofia Carson, and Luke Morrow, Nicholas Galitzine, whose lives couldn't be further apart. Cassie is a struggling singer-songwriter living in California, trying to make it big while battling type 1 diabetes. She's independent, fiercely ambitious, but dealing with a lot of personal struggles. We see that she has big dreams but is weighed down by financial and health issues. Then there's Luke. He's a Marine who's just returned from a deployment. He's dealing with his own demons, namely the loss of his best friend during the war, and his troubled family back home. He's got a tough exterior, but underneath, there's a lot of emotional baggage that he's carrying. The setup of these two characters really sets the stage for the contrast between their lives: Cassie's fight for her career and her health, and Luke's struggle with post-traumatic stress and family pressure. Now, here's where the story takes an interesting turn. Cassie's financial struggles are worsening, and she's about to lose the chance to pay for her insulin and treatments. On the other hand, Luke is facing financial pressure as well, but his motivation is very different. He's in need of money to support his family, particularly his younger sister, who's struggling. But here's where fate intervenes. Cassie and Luke meet by chance, and they come up with an idea that seems like a win-win situation at first: a marriage of convenience. Cassie, needing money to pay for her treatment, and Luke, needing a way to get extra military benefits, decide to marry each other, even though they don't know each other at all. Now, this is a classic trope in romance films: the fake marriage that turns real. But what's so compelling about this setup is how quickly both characters are forced to live in each other's worlds, forcing them to confront their own vulnerabilities, insecurities, and deeper feelings. This is where the real emotional journey begins. As we move into Act 2, the marriage starts to become more complicated than either of them expected. They're living together, posing as a married couple, but they're clearly not ready for the emotional toll it takes. Cassie and Luke have completely different lifestyles and attitudes toward life. Cassie is still dreaming big and focusing on her music career, while Luke is more grounded and focused on his responsibilities. The tension builds slowly as they begin to share their personal lives with each other. Luke, for example, opens up about the trauma he's been through losing his best friend in combat, which haunts him. Cassie, on the other hand, reveals her health struggles and the constant battle she faces with her diabetes. It's a beautiful moment because it shows how vulnerable both characters are underneath their tough exteriors. But of course, this being a rom-com, we start to see the sparks fly between them. They're not just pretending anymore. Their fake marriage starts to feel real, and what starts as an agreement based on convenience begins to shift into something more meaningful. As their relationship deepens, there are some key moments that stand out. For one, Cassie's music career starts to take off. She's invited to perform at a huge event, and Luke shows up to support her, even though it's clear he's not really into the whole music scene. This moment is key because it shows the foundation of their relationship. They're not just pretending anymore, they're starting to care for each other. But, like most romantic comedies, things start to get complicated when real feelings come into play. Luke's unresolved trauma, his family pressure, and Cassie's reluctance to fully trust anyone start to cause friction between them. There are several key conflicts here, especially when Luke's military duties pull him away, and Cassie is left to deal with the emotional weight of their relationship alone. Now, we get to the third act, where the emotional stakes rise. Cassie and Luke's connection has blossomed into something deeper, but their relationship is tested when Luke is deployed again, and Cassie faces a personal crisis that could change everything. One of the pivotal scenes in Act 3 is when Luke is called back to the battlefield. Cassie is left behind, grappling with her own fears about their future together. Will their fake marriage turn into a real one, or will the weight of their respective pasts tear them apart? And then, there's the moment that truly breaks your heart. Cassie is forced to confront her health issues and decides to go to the hospital. During this time, Luke is deployed again, and the couple is separated by more than just distance. They're separated by their own fears of commitment. This is where we see the true growth in both characters. Luke, who has always been emotionally distant and closed off, realizes that he can't just shut Cassie out anymore. Cassie, who has struggled with trusting anyone due to her own fear of being vulnerable, finally understands that she needs to let go of that fear if she wants to truly have a future with Luke. And here comes the emotional climax. As Luke returns, we see the couple finally confront their feelings. Luke shows up at the hospital, and the emotional reunion between him and Cassie is one of the most powerful moments in the movie. He tells her that he's ready to make their marriage real, to face the future with her no matter the obstacles. They both have changed. Luke has learned to open up and embrace the idea of love, while Cassie has learned to trust and allow herself to be loved. And, as they share a kiss in a moment of pure emotional release, we see the resolution of their story. The movie ends on a hopeful note, with both characters looking toward the future, together, knowing that their love has the potential to overcome anything. So, what's the message behind Purple Hearts? At its core, it's a movie about overcoming personal struggles, letting go of fear, and the transformative power of love. It shows us that sometimes, love doesn't come in the way we expect, but it's worth fighting for. Cassie and Luke's journey together teaches us that vulnerability is not a weakness, but a strength. It's a beautiful, heartwarming movie that mixes romance with real-life struggles, and if you haven't watched it yet, I highly recommend it. It's one of those films that leaves you thinking long after the credits roll. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and leave your thoughts about the movie in the comments below. What was your favorite moment in Purple Hearts? Did you root for Cassie and Luke? Let me know. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.